Hi, everyone. My name is Miranda Ward with Valuable Voices, the podcast, and this is my friend, Dr. Kendall Price. If you're in the Tri-Cities or Aurora area, you've got to check him out at Aurora Chiropractic. We'll leave the website here, but try to think, gosh, it's been a couple years, I feel like. A friend of mine posted on Facebook, and at the time, I was actually sitting in this chair, and I just remember having major, back pain, and I think I'd gone to a chiropractic here and there, but nothing consistently. So I just decided, why not? I think I made an appointment. I think it might have actually been Labor Day, or it was a long weekend. So I had to wait till Monday or Tuesday. Yeah. And ever since I went into Dr. Kendall's office, you can just feel the love. They care. They really do. I love the Christian music that's played. The women at the front desk are just amazing. And as I got to know Dr. Kendall and his wife, Allison, and their family, they're just wonderful. I can't say enough nice things. I'm so grateful to have you in my life. And I now know more about chiropractic. I can't talk to it like Dr. Kendall, so I just wanted him to kind of share his story, how he got started, and we'll go from there.
Cool. Well, thank you for all the kind words. That was very nice of you. Yeah, chiropractic has kind of become a calling and a passion for me. Obviously, it's what I do, so I mean, I'm a little biased with it, but it's really what it does. It's done for me in my life. But also the things that I've seen it do for others in their life, right? So when I was a kid, I had asthma issues. I'd get these digestive issues, these things called abdominal migraines, or my stomach would cramp up so bad that it'd just double me over in pain. I went to endless doctors for these issues, and nothing ever helped, right? And we'd go to the asthma doctors, we'd go to the ear, nose, throat specialists, we'd go to the digestive doctors, and nothing made it better, right? So I just kept having these things over and over again, and it was ER trip after ER trip, waking up in the middle of the night, running into my mom's bedroom because I couldn't breathe. And it's just frustrating, right? So that was kind of what I dealt with as a kid. And go figure, I ended up getting diagnosed with cold and sports induced asthma, and I play hockey, right? So my mom started taking me to, or actually one of my mom's friends is a chiropractor. It's actually one of my really good friends. They teach at one of the chiropractic schools, and I started getting adjusted. And as I started getting adjusted, my asthma attacks started happening less. My stomach stopped bothering me as much.
Wow.
And little by little, my health started to get better, right? And that's the thing about chiropractic, is that when you look at really what it is, it's about how your body is functioning, not about the aches and the pains and the things that we experience. And it really just comes down to kind of a principle that we talk about in chiropractic, kind of this above, down, and inside out principle of life, right? That you have everything within your body to be able to get well, to stay well. But it's just a matter of making sure that your body is functioning and doing what it's supposed to do, right? Making sure that your brain is talking down your spinal cord from the nerves outside in, right?
Right.
But we live in this world that medicine has said everything is outside in, right? You take the pill, you take the drug, you take the whatever it may be, and that's going to fix you. But the reality is all it does is just masks the symptom, right? So chiropractic is all about getting to the root cause of the problem and from the source, and figuring out what it is, whether that be neck pain, back pain, asthma, digestive issues, or menstrual cycle issues with women, right? It doesn't matter what it is. Sometimes we've seen the weird and the wonderful in our office. So we in our office, we've had, I think 9 women now that were told they were never going to be able to have kids that have conceived. I'm still waiting for one of them to name their baby after us.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, it's just like these amazing things, and not because I'm treating fertility issues, but ultimately just because if we allow the body to do what it's supposed to do.
Okay, that is amazing. I don't recall you saying that, but that's awesome. And how rewarding. I mean, you have somebody, and I feel like that's happened. I've heard so many stories like that, right? Like, whether it's cancer or you're never going to be able to walk again. There's so many things like that. But gosh, what a cool thing to see. And I would love, I remember walking into your office and it said something about bedwetting. And I had 2 kids that wet the bed well past when they should. And I just never knew,
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I love this, is just let's just think outside the box. Maybe there's not a pill for it. And like you said, the gut issues. I mean, we always think about diet when we have to do with gut, but now I'm realizing so much more has to do with just your whole health.
Yeah. So, I mean, we talk about, in chiropractic, we talk about health from kind of so we call them the 3 T's: thoughts, traumas, and toxins.
Yeah.
Right. So, I know that we've talked about this in the past about, I know, write that one down, right? Thoughts being, what are you putting into your brain every day, right? Are you watching, the constantly negative news cycle that is always going, right?
Yep.
Or are you putting enriching things into your brain, right? Toxins. What are you eating, right? Are you choosing the cheeseburger from McDonald's, or are you choosing the salad, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are those choices that you're making on a daily basis, right? And then traumas, right? We talk about major traumas, car accidents, slips, falls, sports injuries, those sort of things. But micro traumas, right? Like you said, sitting at your computer desk, we're living in this COVID world right now that everybody's working from home, and I don't care who you are. There are very, very few people that I've seen come in that have a proper ergonomic workstation base.
Oh, I'm sure.
And it's, I mean, our art, everyone's talking about businesses going down. We're going up because of those things. And it's crazy. What if you can just avoid those 3, thoughts, traumas, and toxins, how much better your health can really be, right? And ultimately, those play into stress responses in your body. And from the, I'm a really big science nerd and geek when it comes to like the science of chiropractic, because I always wanted to understand, why is it working the way it is?
Right.
So we explain it to people kind of like a gas and a brake pedal, right? You have these 2 parts of your nervous system, your sympathetic nervous system, and then your parasympathetic nervous system. Your parasympathetic is kind of like the brake. It's like hey, we need to pump the brakes. We need to slow down. We need to let our bodies recharge and rest and heal. And then we have the sympathetics, which is like this fight or flight response. It's the pain driven response. Well, when things in the spine are not moving the way that they're supposed to, it causes that stress response. That stress response in turn creates stress hormones in your body. Stress hormones are going to change how your body heals from a cellular level. It's going to change how your stomach, digests your food. It's going to change how you think even, right?
Right.
Because it's a very survival based mechanism. So when we can get people's brains out of that state by just a chiropractic adjustment, right? We get in there, we adjust the spine, reduce the subluxation, or those alignment issues that are keeping the spine from moving properly. And it just allows the brain to talk better with the body, right? And by doing that, we're able to help people to get well, right? And that's the reason why we do the things that we do in our office. I mean, I know you've been a patient with us for a while, but we take x-rays to see, we do those motion study x-rays that actually show, is it moving or is it not, right? So you can see it black and white. And then we take post films, right? There's not a whole lot of chiropractic offices that take post films to say, here's the proof of what we just told you that we were going to do over the last 60, 90 days, whatever it may be. And then our nerve and our muscle scans, which measure that gas and brake pedal, right? So it tells us, how are we doing with that, right? What are things that we need to be aware of? And there are other things that play into it, right? And that's where, I know that you and I we've worked together with people with diet and nutrition. And, I regularly send people over to different gyms in the area, because there's not a one size fits all. Health happens in the day and in the rhythms and routines that you have, not in the instant.
Yeah, for sure. It's so, I love the science behind it, but you just said that so eloquently and so simple. So that's really helpful. Talk about, like, I know when Allison had the baby, they were getting adjusted. Like, talk about childcare and stuff like that, because again, I don't have my kids in it. There's times I wish I did. But what's the benefits of kids? I'd love to hear your take on that.
That's awesome. So, I mean, it starts with pregnancy, right? What the research shows around chiropractic and pregnancy, And everyone's always like, can we get adjusted when I'm pregnant? It's like, yes, we can modify, like, you got to tell me that you're pregnant so we can modify those things. But, you know, we can modify, and research tells us that we can see up to a 60% reduction in labor time and pain by being under consistent care during pregnancy.
That's something you can market, I feel like,
and then every now and again we get people who come in and they're pregnant. They're like, oh, I'm gonna pause care until I'm done. It's like, that is the worst thing that you can do, because your problems that were there before your pregnancy are only going to get worse during.
I bet, yeah. With this big old belly and extra weight.
Exactly, right? I mean, our bodies, you know, they're meant to do it, but that's an added stress, right? And so, but yeah, I mean, I've adjusted every single one of my kids within the first 5 minutes of their life.
Wow.
You know, and the impacts, you know, typically we're gonna, you know, it's the little things, right? It's the sleep. It is, because again, we're talking that gas and brake pedal. I mean, birth is traumatic. There's been a research study that's been repeated 2 or 3 different times. First one being in the 1950s, that showed that 90% of kids are born with, they basically call it juxtaposition of the upper cervical spine, which basically means the upper cervical spine or the upper neck is not, the bones are not in the proper alignment or position.
Wow.
And it can cause that stress response that we're talking about. It's that subluxation that we talked about. And these are some of these are medical studies. They're not chiropractic studies. So it's not like these are people who are, you know, not biased towards or against, right?
Sure.
But what we know that can cause is, you know, things like nursing difficulties on one side or the other. Colic, colicky babies, which if you've ever been around a colicky baby, it is horrible, right? It is so bad. Digestive issues, big one, right? There will be a lot of times when moms will bring their babies into us constipated, and we'll do these little adjustments, which it's like checking the ripeness of a tomato,
right?
And they'll start going before we're even done. And
wow.
I change diapers at home. I don't change them in the office. Here you go, right? And that's the amazing things, right? So I know you've met Dr. Johnny, the other doctor in our office.
Yes.
When he was a kid, he had allergies, and he'd get these allergy, you know, all kinds of allergy issues, and he was getting shots, you know, every couple of weeks for allergies. And
wow.
So, you know, those are the type of things, you know, besides the fact that just who doesn't want their kids to be as healthy as possible?
Yeah. And again, I just didn't know, you know, you don't know what you don't know. So it never crossed my mind.
Right.
So I hope this helps somebody out there, because again, I feel like that's something you can market really. I mean, people want to help their kids. And I don't know if he was officially colicky, but he screamed his head off about every night for a couple hours. So I felt like it was, and it's painful. It's hard.
And you don't know what to do, right?
Exactly.
You
As a new mom, you'd do anything for your kids.
So when, you know, it's the little things, right? So our son, our third son, so he's had 2 stints in the hospital. The first one, when we were in the hospital, so we actually did a home birth, which was awesome experience. I would highly recommend it to anybody. It's not for everyone. If you don't feel comfortable with it, don't do it. But you know, we've got the training and stuff to be able to do that. And we had an awesome midwife, which I'll definitely have to hook you up with her, because she'd be an awesome person to talk to. Yeah. But his heart rate dropped, right? So his heart rate dropped into a dangerous level, right? You know, and in that moment, I couldn't be doctor and dad at the same time. And say, okay, what is functionally going on that is causing this problem? So, you know, we rushed to the hospital.
Right.
He's fine. I mean, we get to the hospital, everything's good. They're like, it makes no sense that he is where he is. He's doing as well as he is, but he's having the health concerns. You know, they're like, it should be more serious than that, right?
Yeah.
After 2 days of being in the hospital, I'm like, and having absolutely no answers with all the testing in the world, and God bless the doctors and nurses that took care of us, but they didn't have anything for us. So I get on the phone and start calling my friends and my buddies and talking to them and saying, okay, what do we need to do here? What am I missing? Right.
Right.
I can be a set of hands, but you guys need to be my brain, because I can't
Right.
be objective in this moment.
Yeah.
And after talking with, 3 or 4 different doctors, one of my really, really good friends out in New Jersey, he said, check his upper spine, his upper mid back spine, right between his shoulder blades, there are some nerve innervation-ish areas that go into the heart and the lungs in that part of the body.
Mm-hmm.
I checked him, I adjusted him, and I am not kidding you. I have the pictures to prove it. Within 30 seconds, his heart rate jumped back up into the normal range.
Wow.
I was like, it's insane, right? And we keep watching the monitor, and then we start to see it drop down a little bit more. And I go in and I check him, adjust him again, jumps back up, stays up, drops back, starts to drop back down, adjust him again, goes back up, and it stays up. And it's like, we're talking about a 3-day-old baby at this point,
Right.
Like, and we had to adjust multiple times to be able to get it.
Right.
So sometimes it takes a little bit of, consistency to get it, but those are the amazing miracles that you can see just by allowing the body to do what it's supposed to do.
Right.
So, not that I tell people I take no credit, but I take no blame. Meaning,
Yeah.
I can't heal your body, because only you can heal your body.
Mm-hmm.
All I can do is remove the interference and let your body do what it was meant to do. And
Right.
if we do that, then we leave the healing up to God at that point.
That's amazing. I love that. And I hear so many stories like that. Frustration because they've gone from doctor to doctor. Nobody knows what to do. And it's just frustrating. But thankful there's people like you out there. So grateful, very grateful. What would you maybe give advice to somebody that obviously is probably go see a chiropractor, but if they've done everything, I feel like the answer is obvious, but you're trying different diets. I mean, okay, let's go with somebody like me, 40, diets up and down, try different exercise. I've been going to you, definitely seen improvement, but it's like, we always want more. We always want to feel our best. And it's obviously you're not going to heal me, but it's our daily habits, right? And it's just consistently taking care of ourselves, I guess.
And there's no magic bullet to health, right?
Yeah.
It's a combination of the little choices daily
Mm-hmm.
that lead you towards health or away from health, right?
Yeah.
You ultimately we go down 2 paths in regards to health. It's either where we make good decisions and we live a long, healthy life, or bad decisions, and then we end up not being able to do the things we want to do in life, right?
Right.
Going on the cruises and taking the trips and doing those things. But the thing that I try and emphasize on a daily basis is I give myself grace.
Right.
Right. I love cookies and brownies and apple pie and ice cream. Right. But here's the thing. If you make the little decisions daily,
yeah,
and then you use those things as a cheat or a treat, just the way we do with our kids,
right?
That's where health is found, right?
Yeah.
You start making one small good decision, like you start seeing a chiropractor on a regular, consistent basis to get your body functioning and improving, right?
Right.
And now maybe we start our dietary changes or our nutritional changes by starting to just cut out, not necessarily the foods that we love, but like you cut out all the treats at every night, but maybe you do it Friday night.
Right.
Or you do it Saturday night, right? So you use it as a treat.
Yeah. And exactly like you said, just give yourself grace and find what works, because again, I've done different things and it is usually once a week. I'm like, you know what? It's my cheat meal or it's my cheat day, whatever that turns
100%,
into.
100%, right? I mean, that's my goal, is to try and eat as healthy as I can throughout the week.
Yeah.
And then on the weekend, on Saturday night, I'm chowing down on Luminati's pizza and having a scoop ice cream, right? Because if we make good decisions for the most part, all else is gonna follow. And it's I mean, we have to enjoy life too.
Oh
And
yeah, for
that's
sure.
the thing. I don't think people enjoy, a lot of people on, when we diet, it's this crash course thing. It's things that
Yeah.
are unsustainable. And that is where we start running into problems.
Yeah. Yeah. Good stuff. Awesome. Well, any last words? I think we did a great job, just touching on chiropractic, natural health. I love the thoughts, the traumas and toxins. That's so important, especially with today. Again, I don't watch the news. I can't do it.
Yeah.
There's enough out there that I don't know. Sometimes I just have to completely turn it off and put good thoughts in my mind. So, again, any last words for somebody that, obviously, if you're in Geneva, St. Charles, Aurora, go check them out. I think you guys do a free consultation. I don't want to say that. I should have asked you first.
We do. Yeah. No, with anyone in our office, we're goals oriented office. If I don't think I can get you the goals that we're after, I'm not going to take you as a patient.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, if I can't do, then we're both spinning our wheels.
Yeah.
Right? If I think I can help, then I'll take the case. And so we offer a free consultation. Right, you come in, you fill out the paperwork, we sit down, we have a conversation.
Yeah.
And if it's something that I think I can help with, we say, okay, I think I can help with this. Let's go ahead and move on to the exam. Where we're doing all of our testing and things like that. And if people mention this, we'll take care of them with those things too. We'll give them a special deal with that. But I mean, it's as simple as that, right? We get people all the time calling us saying, well, what's it cost?
Right.
That's like going to your dentist and saying, my tooth hurts. What's it going to cost to fix it? Like we don't know, right? You gotta. So yeah.
I think investing in yourself is probably the number one thing. Way too many people probably say no because of cost. And then you probably see them a year or two later and it's worse, is my guess.
We always say if people knew what we knew, they would do what we do.
Right.
And if we could just continue, if we could, as a society, start to push proactive health, our world wouldn't be where it is right now with the things that are going on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the goal, going forward. So
I hear you. Well, thank you for your time. A lot of good nuggets. I hope people listen and hopefully you get some, tell them where you saw us and where you heard. So thanks, Kendall, for all you do. And I'll see you next week, I think.
Yes. Thanks, Miranda.
All right. Have a great day.
You too.
And if you guys know anybody that is valuable in your life that you would like to come on and share, I would love to have you. This is all about just sharing people that are valuable in my life. And again, hopefully just adding, some value to everyone. So have a great day.